For the beloved sport of stone skipping, also known as stone skimming, Whipple spoke with a guy called
Kurt Steiner,
who had a relatively simple goal in life.
He said, I want to quit my job to become the world's best stone skimmer. And for 5 years he trained. But the interesting thing about this was there's a lot of theory on this. It's a standard undergraduate physics problem. And I was going to go to one of these physics professors to find out from them what the optimal way of throwing a stone is. And they all agree on the angles and the velocities and the spins and all of this. And they get their undergraduates to work it out. And obviously the problem with that, as I know well, having studied maths, is that their angles, velocities and spins are all based upon a perfectly spherical stone in a frictionless environment that does all of these things. And actually what Kurt Steiner discovered was that none of it was true. And it's one of these wonderful things where you think science is so advanced that, normal people can't do anything about it. But he's definitively proved all this science wrong because he got 88 stone skims.
And does that make him something like a world champion?
I think it exceeded the previous one by more than 20. I mean, essentially he stopped counting. The YouTube clip is up, and I'd urge everyone to Google it, because this is his Sistine Chapel. I mean, he's given this gift to the world of this stone that just floats along the lake. It's absolutely extraordinary. And the way he did it was he aims, rather than the physics which says you throw in at an angle, it comes out at that angle, he throws at about 30 degrees. And he throws so fast, he uses
30 degrees down or up?
30 degrees angle to the horizontal.
What would look like straight into the water?
It would be pretty close to straight, but he throws it so fast. What he does is he moves his entire body, so he swivels his shoulder, and he's got colleagues in the profession who've had sporting injuries as a consequence of doing stone skipping, where he swivels his whole shoulder back and brings his arm, and it's almost like a whip, and then all of the movement goes into the very tip of his arm, and out goes the stone as fast and with as much spin as possible. And it looks like it's going almost directly down into the water, except by the time it hits the water it's not going directly down, and then it comes out at about 5 degrees.
Okay, so here's the thing. Most people listening to this probably are not going to take up stone skipping, only because it requires a lot of things, the water, the stones, an arm, a fair bit of lunacy, and so on. But it's an activity that seems to be eternal and universal.